58 quadrillion miles away, there is a cloud of ethyl alcohol 1,000 times larger than our solar system. That's enough to fill 400 trillion pints. Unfortunately, it would be hard to drink since it has carbon monoxide, hydrogen cyanide, and ammonia in it. Steven Spielberg was invited to direct Harry Potter, but it didn't sound fun directing a bunch of kids. The story didn't touch him, and the storyline presented no challenge. He said it would be like pulling $1 billion out of ATM and putting it in your own bank account. Yoda and Miss Piggy were voiced by the same puppeteer, Frank Oz, who was Jim Henson's right-hand man before taking a break to direct Little Shop of Horrors, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, What About Bob, Bowfinger, The Indian in the Cupboard, and more. Canada has almost 32,000 lakes that are at least 3 square kilometers. Mars is the only planet we know of exclusively inhabited by robots. When you empty the bag in your vacuum cleaner, for a brief moment you become a vacuum cleaner. A group of butterflies is called a kaleidoscope, although most collectors just call it a swarm. A group of crows is called a murder, although it's still birds, so they're just called a flock. And a group of caterpillars is called an army, but probably not by many. Pluto is smaller than our moon, and if you melted all the ice on it, it would be just a speck in comparison, meaning it never was a real planet. Oxford University predates the start of the Aztec Empire. Will Smith is now older than Uncle Phil was on the first season of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The gap between the Wright brothers flying an airplane and Neil Armstrong walking on the moon was only 66 years. Speaking of space, a typical graphing calculator today is more powerful than the computer on the Apollo 11. Woolly mammoths still walked the earth when the first pyramids were built. There really was a giant ape found in Asia. It wasn't as big as King Kong, but was nearly twice the size of a human. Speaking of weird animals, fossils of a giant carnivorous penguin was found in South America. Some bowhead whales are so old they're older than the book Moby Dick.